My inspiration for this tutorial came from this Etsy shop person, and I challenged myself to make it under $10. Hi everybody, welcome to Crafting with Mimi. I'm glad you could join me today. So I'm going to be using a couple of florals from Dollar Tree, and I want all of the stems to be the same color because you're actually going to see them in this project. So I'm just using green floral tape. So I'm just going to twirl it down and make it nice and even and pleasant to look at. I put those aside, and since I used floral tape, my fingers are so sticky, so I'm going to wipe them. So this came from Dollar Tree. It did have a pot here and some wooden flowers, but I took those all off. And then I decided to use the back rather than trying to cover up all the stuff on the front. And I'm just removing that really sticky tag using my heat gun to help me. After I got that off, I just removed the hanger, and then there were a bunch of staples in there, so I'm just pulling those out, and they left really big holes. So I'm just going to take a piece of sandpaper and in a circular motion just sand over those holes, and it just filled in the holes with the little dust that came off of it. Now I'm taking some brown paint, and using a wet wipe, I'm just going to cover the entire surface. Once it's dry, I took a piece of sandpaper and sanded the whole thing down just to weather it a lot. Then I took some like suede color paint, and using a baby wipe again, I'm just going to smear it on randomly until I get the look I'm going for. Just a weathered board is what I was looking for. Now I'm using a ruler and a marker to draw some lines to make the fence pickets look like fence pickets. Now you see me making little circles and wiping them off with a marker. And believe it or not, it's that easy to make it look like the little knots that are in wood. And here's a good close-up of that. Isn't that cool? Super easy. Now I'm going to take this mason jar. This came from Family Dollar. I'm just going to use a really light colored marker to trace around the mason jar, so I'm the only one that will be able to see it. And then I grab my florals, and I'm going to be hot gluing those down right in the middle of the mason jar. So I just put them in layers. I already picked out the layers that I'm going to do. I put the stems side by side, and then the last one is my sunflower. So now I'm just going to kind of work so you can see how I'm doing this. What I'm going to do now is trace out the mason jar with my hot glue a little at a time. So this is the mouth of the mason jar. I already put some glue on one side of the floral. I'm going to the other side of the floral, but you can see me putting the nautical rope on top of the stems. So this is going to make it look like the flowers are inside the mason jar. It's so cool. But you saw that at the beginning, my inspiration picture. So I'm just tracing, as I said, going all the way around the jar slowly and holding it into place so it doesn't move around too quickly. It does require a little patience. Once I get to the end, I'm going to do the threads of the mouth of the jar. So I just put a line down, I go one way and then back to the other way. After this, I just added one more piece to the bottom to make it look like the bottom of the mason jar. So I think the inspiration piece turned out really amazing. I love it, and I love the different take on the mason jar. I could have easily put the mason jar here covered in scrapbook paper or a napkin or something like that, but I just love this different take on it. Let me know what you think though. Give it a big thumbs up if you really enjoyed this, and hit that subscribe button if you are not already subscribed to my channel. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you soon. Bye. By the way, I was able to make this piece for about $6 or $7, so not too bad.